We really are Little Britain these days, aren't we? Fighting amongst ourselves like rats in a sack. And Rachel Reeves, you know, getting all this criticism because she went to China. Well, she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. Whatever she does, she's going to be criticised for. Whether you like her economic policies or not. Are they good? Are they bad? I don't know, really. Quite frankly, I think the situation is so dire in the United Kingdom. It's much worse than what people really want to accept, because so-called sovereignty. Oh, we're British and we're special. Yeah, right. Well, anyway, while you're here, please hit the like button before we get into the actual guts of this video. And I'll be absolutely honest with you, I'm deeply concerned. There are so many issues that we have to contend with now. Obviously the climate crisis. You know, what's going on in the United States. We've got wildfires, and the United Kingdom, all these floods and what have you. And we still have the people out there in denial. In denial that there is actually climate change at all. It's just madness. Morons. That's what they are, morons. And now we have an economic disaster in the United Kingdom. You can't reduce, you just can't. You just can't say that an extra 1% on UK's ability to borrow is not an issue, because it clearly is. You know, our borrowing costs now, well, over 5%. And when I made a video about this about a year or so ago, we were paying about, what, 80 odd billion a year just in interest costs on the national debt. That money has to come from somewhere. So before you even clear your debt, you've got to clear your interest. You know, obviously it's diminishing, isn't it, on the interest. The more you pay off, the less interest you'll have. But we're not in a position to do so. It is deeply concerning. I think it is anyway. It makes me wonder what the future landscape is for the United Kingdom. I don't think it's looking very good. And I don't think, in my lifetime, I'm going to see the back of it. If anything, it's going to get worse. See, for decades, we haven't invested where we need to invest. Whether it be the issues regarding climate change or industrialisation in the United Kingdom. We've gone so far now towards services. But what happens when you're heavily reliant on providing services to foreign countries, and then your relationship with that country starts breaking down? Like, for instance, what happened to us with the European Union, a group of countries that we had a seat at that table, and now our ability to trade services, financial services, to it have been undermined because of Brexit. And it's just madness. And now we are looking further afield to be able to try and boost our trade. Now, there's a lot of criticism of Rachel Reeves. Like I say, she'll be damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. But let's be fair. What is she supposed to do? She went to China, right? And obviously that's a planned visit. And it was now it says, you know, the borrowing costs have gone up by another percent. Because that's basically because we're no longer a AAA bet regarding our gilts. You know, the bond market. And that's because our economy is shot. Absolutely shot. I need a burp. I don't want to move video. Can't say. Hope it'll go. But you see, it is worrying. I know we're joking and jest about these sort of things going on, but I do actually worry about it. You know, it gets me down. It does. And I think I told you in the previous video how it makes me a little bit depressed sometimes, because I worry about my grandchildren. Above all, I worry about my grandchildren, what their future, especially my little granddaughters and grandsons in the UK and here in France as well. I don't think it bodes well. And that along with AI, and I think that's a massive concern. Because, you know, in the United Kingdom, we don't have any servers. We haven't got anything in the UK that can actually do AI. We're relying on the United States. It's crazy. So they're collecting all this data from us to boost their businesses, for which they will make shitloads of money. Yes, there will be some offshoots from that, businesses in the United Kingdom who will benefit. Of course they will. But not to the degree to, for instance, these massive corporations that are gobbling up the world's money. You wonder why you ain't got the money in your pockets, because it's all gone to the richest in society. Well, I won't say society, is there? They've got their own little inter-society. They're not interested in the likes of us, apart from taking our money. That's all they're interested in. So yeah, of course she's going to go to China. And she's got to have a bit of a hands-off approach to other economies who don't agree with what's going on in China. I don't think we've got any choice. I think it's naive for us to say that, oh yeah, boycott China. We can't. We just can't. Not because necessarily the trade itself, but how the hell are we going to actually build up any kind of manufacturing sector in the United Kingdom if, for instance, we don't have access to any of these minerals or other critical materials? At the end of the day, steel comes from India and what have you. They're in their brick economy. That is leaping forwards at the moment. They're going to have their own currency. At one point, India said, well, I'm not keen on that. We want to maintain our relationship with the dollar. And now they're gone the other way all of a sudden. And India's economy overtook ours. And it's going to overtake, it's just going to keep jumping up. We'll be next to China. And I won't be surprised if China, at some point in the future, is even going to knock the United States off its pedestal. China's economy has grown fast, not as fast as it was, I admit. They've got massive problems over there. But they're massive problems because we've got massive problems. There's a world problem, They're like, for instance, oh crikey, the euro has fallen. They keep saying, all I hear is the euro has fallen. The pound has fallen. No, it hasn't. The dollar is stronger. And that's because of what Joe Biden's done. And there's jitters in the markets at the moment because they're worried. At first they weren't worried, and all of a sudden, the stocks all went up, and now they're concerned they come back down again, including Bitcoin. It's deeply concerning. It's so volatile. And so it's not that the euro or the dollar's gone down, it's because, the euro or the pound has gone down to sterling. No, it's the dollar's stronger against pretty much all economies. Which, what does that matter? What does matter? Your buying power is diminished when you have a weak currency. Makes everything more expensive again. It's like inflation, you see. It behaves like inflation in that way. And the United States, though, to be fair, with all that's going on at the moment, when Donald Trump gets in, and if he does enact his tariffs, the United States are also going to be in a shit way. I don't really know what Donald Trump's agenda is with these tariffs. Is it to try and create a world power? He's almost there anyway. He's got dominance. The United States still got dominance in Asia and what have you, although Xi Jinping wants to do something about that. Xi Jinping, he doesn't like us, right? China doesn't like us, right? He never has done. His wife left him and moved to London and stuff like that. It's just... He's like a Trump version A Chinese version of Trump, that's it, a Chinese version of Trump. Not with all the ridiculous rhetoric, because he doesn't do that. He's very calculated. But regarding make America great again, it was make China great again. And that is his goal. He wants China to, become the great power. And quite frankly, they're heading that way. They are controlling markets all over the world. They're controlling mineral deposits. They've sanctioned the United States on germanium and gallium, which is critical. They're critical for the production of semiconductors and stuff like that, you see. So we do need to suck up a little bit to China. We do need to have an open recourse with them. We need to be able to trade with them. But also, we need to stand our ground, because Xi Jinping, he does not like weak people. He does not like weak people. So if they go over there negotiating with Chinese delegates and all that, you've got to stand your ground. If you have a point of view, like for instance, human rights abuses and what have you, you've got to stand your ground against it. That's a moral thing to do. Like for instance, the Uyghur Muslims and that. And also for dodgy imports. And, you've got to stand your ground against TikTok. You've got to stand your ground against Temo and Shein and all those dodgy counterfeit products that keep coming into the country. So yeah, you do have to sanction against those products. I've got my doggies there. Look at him. He's a little Sebastian. Hello, bear. What do you reckon? Do you want a treat? I think he does. There you are, fella. Oh, here comes another one. I lost my little Wally about 6-7 weeks ago now. So I'll get very depressed about that, I'll tell you. But yeah, here's my little buddy. He really was. So we do need to maintain relationships with these countries. And if you want my honest opinion, I think we need to be a little bit more standoffish with the United States and with a Trump government. Just be almost neutral to a point, and maybe not necessarily be overly open with China, but do pretty much the same with them. Just be a trading partner. I think we've got no choice. The United States is highly dependent on China, and the UK is highly dependent on China. Just look at all your products in your house. Where are they made? You haven't got a manufacturing base to make this stuff. You haven't got the skills in the United Kingdom to make this stuff. We are in such a dire way in the United Kingdom, especially worse than the United States in many ways. Okay, they've got the morons over there, MAGA morons, there's no doubt about that. Flipping hell, crikey. And you've got one in the White House coming in the next couple of 10 days or something like that. It's deeply concerning, that one is. That's going to be interesting. I can imagine me making loads of videos about that, but as far as the United Kingdom's concerned, I think I think some of it's bloody obvious, isn't it? I think it is. Because we're not really dealing with let me phrase myself. I believe we need to create a strong manufacturing base in the United Kingdom, and we've got to improve our infrastructure, we've got to improve our education, we've got to improve our supply lines, so we can actually make that happen. Now, when we came out of the European Union, we lost that just-in-time supply chain. Why did we have a just-in-time supply chain? Because it was cheap. It was a cheaper way of doing business, because there was storage of parts. Basically, they came in and went straight on the cars or into other products and stuff like that. There was very little storage required. But we can revert that, If we want safety, a secure economy, we need something that we can obviously have a secure outlet for the products so we can sell them. And ideally, in many cases, it should be, local customers in the sense of native business, and any access then goes abroad and what have you. That's how it used to be, And it wasn't so fluctuant and up and down and precarious as it is now. You see, what's happened is over a very long period of time we've become dependent on foreign nations, to supply us and keep us stable. That obviously hasn't worked, because when you get turmoil, you get wars around the world and what have you, it just turns everything upside down. So how is that supposed to be a good business plan? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think it's a good business plan whatsoever. I think it's madness. So China, it has to be included in our world view in many ways. I don't like it. I don't. But for their future, that's what we've got to be looking at. That's what I think, and I think we should be looking at our own manufacturing bases, improving them, making them strong, and selling our products around the world, Now, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's deeply concerning, and then obviously got the climate crisis on top of that as well. So you tell me what you think. What are the dogs? Oh, here he is. You. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to finish our walk and what have you, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. But yeah, let me know what you think, because I just think we're in such a dire place. And it's been getting me down recently, so I'm just venting. Well, it applies to everyone, really. It applies to the United States. The United States does have a manufacturing base. It's not, as good as it used to be, because everyone's going over to, for cheaper labour in Mexico. But what happens when we have all these AI robots everywhere? Things are going up and down like a yo-yo, aren't they? Oh, dear me. You tell me. Please leave in the comments down below. If you want to support the channel, do it on Patreon or buy us coffee. The link's also down below. We're also in rewilding here in France, where we're planting loads of trees. I'm doing at least 1,000, if not it's going to be at 1,500. We've done about 600 odd at the moment plus. I ain't counted them actually recently. Counted them before Christmas, but we must be 600-700 now. And if you want to be part of that, there's a link down below, but you can actually basically purchase a tree or donate for a tree. People do about 20 quid-ish, depending on what you want. And links are down below, but also remain signs to go with those trees. So you have a sign with your tree and could be a memory of a loved one, what have you. And it'll be newborn. I forgot to mention the fact that we're also making little animal habitats as well. I think there's actually videos on this channel where I've shown you that. So yeah, well, I don't know. What say you? Please leave in the comments down below, because I do actually read the comments. I can't always reply, but I do read them. And others on the channel, there's quite a nice community. They do actually engage as well. And you get very few mad people. Get the occasional one or two, but there you go. Everybody's welcome as long as you're not as long as there's no vitriol. Yeah. You see, this isn't Mark Zuckerberg, okay? So no vitriol, thank you. We have to, be on the same. How to put it? Just be decent, I suppose. Anyway, I'm mumbling now, so it's time for me to go. Toodaloo.